give Bullock a possible shot for a game-tying field goal. Ravens trying to end it here. 4th down. Dalton steps up. Dalton throws. It's complete. Caught by Boyd. Tyler Boyd. Touchdown. Remarkable. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Cincinnati Bengals have stunned this crowd.
The world know who the Buffalo Bills are. Here we go. Bills on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Giving up and giving in, tell me, in this house of mine. Nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost, tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in, will it save us from our sin, will it? Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I'm bleeding heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Will somebody let me see the light within the dark trees shadowing what's happening? Looking through the glass, find the wrong within the past, knowing we are the youth. Caught until the beast out of world without the peace, face a bit of the truth, the truth. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I'm bleeding heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Deep inside me, I'm fading to black. I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my head. Won't break it. I can taste it. The end is a bonus. I swear I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Natural. I'm bleeding heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural.
Wait, patiently driving up the middle. Shady's gonna score. Shady's gonna score. Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown Buffalo.
Yeah, you're a natural.
Woo! Let's go, baby. We are live here talking Buffalo Bills, guys. Blindsided Sports. G-Show is here. Let's get this thing going. We got a bunch of people already in here. I'm pumped up. Come hang out. Come shoot the shit with us, guys. Danny, it's time. Let's go. Corey Teed, we in it. Let's go, Bills. We got so much to talk about today. We were going to be talking free agents, draft, Antonio Brown talking shit. Keep it going. But we got some more interesting stuff. Our guy Brandon Bean had a press conference today. We're going to break down some of that stuff he talked about. And also the big signing, E.J. Gaines. Some people are downplaying it, talking it's not that big a deal and whatnot. But for me, it is a major deal. And we're going to dive more into that as we go along. Sean Peterson. Let's go. My guy, Peterson, is always with us every time we go live. every Monday, 9 p.m. We're talking Bills here. See how long we can keep this thing going. Look at G Show's on daddy duty tonight, okay? So Mommy G Show is feeling a little under the weather. So as some of you guys know, I got 4 kids. So I got baby monitors rolling all over the place. I'm hoping I can hang out with you guys as long as possible here, but shit might hit the fan, literally, figuratively, all of the above, hanging out here. Jonah Christopher, yo, fuck AB. Yes, fuck him. We're going to talk about it, though. We're going to talk about it. Hey, first of all, guys, we got to talk. We got to talk about our guy. I mean, the man, the myth, the legend. 5 years ago today he passed. I figured we got to talk about him. You know, when you talk about Ralph Wilson and everything that he's done for Buffalo, you know, he had a big part in Detroit. He was a philanthropist there as well. But the things that he did for Buffalo, I went to Google, I Wikipedia'd him before we went on here because I wanted to say some nice things about him because obviously he's a fucking stud in Buffalo. Just owning the Bills, bringing the franchise here, and everything he did. This motherfucker, with all due respect, I read he donated $100 million to the Buffalo Parks and Recreation. He had it all planned out for after he passed away. When he would have been 100 years old, he donated $100 million to the Buffalo Parks. That's insane. The guy's a stud. He's a Buffalo legend. And not only is he a football god, but he is a god in Buffalo in general. So, rest in peace, Ralph Wilson. You're an absolute stud. We miss you. We love you. But we have to move forward. And we have new ownership. And we love that new ownership. I mean, Terry and Kim Pagula, we love you. Let's go. We're going to talk about it here. Brandon Bean, Sean McDermott, front office, all the way from the top to the bottom. Killing it. Corey T, thank you, Ralph. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Let's go. Guys, real quick, share this video if you don't mind. Like it, comment, hang out, all the above. And make sure you share it. You can even, the way to get viewers and the way we get more people in here, and the more the better, obviously. We want people shooting the shit, talking Bills, and I kind of want to find some motherfuckers that want to argue. For the most part, we're super positive, but let's get you motherfuckers in here that want to argue a little bit. But you could hit share, and you could hit share to group, and you could send it to all the Bills pages. Any Bills page that you like, share that thing. Start a fucking watch party. Let's go. Let's dive in. Brandon Bean had a presser today. Pretty good day to have a press conference. About half an hour before I was going to go on. So I chopped up some video here, and we're going to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think here. First off, he talked about E.J. Gaines and the signing there. So let's see what he had to say here. Oh, boy. Bang.
You know, you guys are familiar with EJ. It's in 17 when we traded for him, and he's an instinctual player. We lost him in free agency last year, but it's good to have him back. He had a little injury in Cleveland, and he's out there, and we just stayed in touch with his agents, and kind of worked it out for him to come in today, and worked out the parameters before he got here, and glad to have him back for a year, and it's kind of a chance for him to show he can, stay healthy and try and fight to win a starting job.
I was going to say, adding him, adding Johnson, does it really speak to it being a wide open spot, that corner position opposite Trey?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Levi ended the year in that spot, and he did a solid job, but we're not handing jobs out. So it's an open competition with all these guys, and listen, we still have the draft. We could add someone there to throw in the mix, but we feel we've got some competent guys that have shown they can do it, and I think competition is the best for everybody.
Boom, there you have it. Beat on E.J. Gaines, a big signing here. I've read a bunch of forums and whatnot after he signed with the Bills here. People talking shit, saying he's washed up, he's too injury prone. How big of a deal is it? Who's gonna be starting? Look, there's so much to talk about. That second spot there for the corners is obviously a toss-up. Is it going to be Levi Wallace? Is it going to be E.J. Gaines? Is it going to be somebody else like Ryan Lewis? Where's Taron Johnson going to play? Is Taron Johnson only a slot guy? A lot of good questions, but personally, E.J. Gaines coming in is only good things. They signed him to a 1-year, $3.6 million deal, which is Not much, especially with the cap that we still have. So it's not a big deal salary cap wise, especially with it being 1 year. Kind of come in, prove yourself, see what do you have the juice, and let me know what you guys are thinking on the EJ side while we're talking about it here. But it's only good things. Look at Levi is young. He's young. I think he's only 22, 23 years old, and he ended up last year playing really, really, really well. So if he gets a job over EJ, great. Perfect. If you outplay a seasoned vet like EJ, who, by the way, let's talk about it here. When he was with the Bills 2 years ago, I know I put it in the video earlier, but when he was on the field with Buffalo that year we made the playoff run there, not the playoff run, but the run to the playoffs, we were 8-3. 8-3. That's huge. And when he wasn't out there, when he wasn't on our defense, it showed. There was no doubt about it. Towards the end of the year, when EJ wasn't playing, it was like, fuck. EJ's not going to be playing again. This is, it's not good. But, we missed him. I really wanted to sign him last year. It would have made a huge difference. Last year, with Cleveland, he signed a 1 year, $4 million deal. And now we're giving him pretty much the same money. I think, if anything, that's the Bills saying, yeah, we fucked up. We should have signed EJ last year. So, needed him last year. Got him this year. Looking forward to it. And we'll see. We'll see if Levi Wallace can beat him out. I hope he can. I hope Levi gets a job. Because if he does, like I said, it shows that we got a young stud, up and coming, just beat out EJ Gaines. That's great signs for the young kid. And also, what about Taron Johnson? Is Taron just a slot corner, or is he more than that? It's a toss-up. It really is. I'm excited to see. At the very least, we got depth. They say with EJ, though, that some of the concerns the Bills had with him last year, or 2 years ago, was that, he was a little against the culture. He was a little against the whole, Sean McDermott runs a show, and everybody's clean-cut guys and whatnot. He was a little bit kind of like, fuck all that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We don't have the leadership that we had, but hopefully some guys step up. And EJ, welcome back. Let's go. I'm pumped up about it. I'm pumped up. We also got some other signings. We got Maurice Alexander. I'm not sure what the fuck's up with this guy. He had a good year in 2016 with the Rams, who drafted him originally. They played him at safety. He had 50 tackles, a couple picks, a bunch of tip balls. He had a really good year. But after that, Dan Canalongo said depth is key. Yeah, even while we're talking about Maurice Alexander here, yeah, depth it's a huge thing. And it was what we were lacking. Last year, our starters on defense were nasty. We had a nasty defense because of that. But once a guy went down, it was like, oh, shit, what the hell are we going to do now, especially in the secondary? So now with, Ryan Lewis on the back burner, EJ Gaines, and Levi Wallace, we got some moves to be made. And our safeties we're pretty solid in safety still. I think we have Raphael Bush still, Saran Neal, Saran Wrap. He played pretty well. So depth is a big thing, like you said. And we got it there at corner. And it looks like with our guy, Maurice Alexander here, we got it on special teams. He could play linebacker. He could play safety. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Jonas says, first time we've had corner depth in years. Definitely a great sign. Dude. You can't go wrong, especially with the amount of cap space we had. Signing this guy to a 1 year, $3.6 million deal is like, man. Also, Pro Football Focus that year he was with us 2 years ago, they had him as the 13th ranked best corner in the NFL. 13th. There's 2 or 3 corners on the field at all times. 32 teams. That's 64 to 75 cornerbacks that get a ton of playing time, and they had EJ at 13. What does that tell you? It tells you he's very fucking important, and he was a great player in the Bills and in this Bills system. Okay, we still have the same defense. Leslie Frazier's been the guy here. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play and get on the field. And even if he doesn't start, which I think he might, but I hope Levi Wallace wins, even if he doesn't start, as soon as somebody goes down, bang, we got a suitable guy that can fucking do it, go above and beyond. I'm pumped. The EJ signing's huge. But Zach Titus, this is my guy, Zach Titus, dude. Stud, man. I see you. You're commenting. You're sharing shit. Thanks for tuning in, man. He says we need LBs. We do. We desperately do. We're going to talk about the draft a little bit, but linebackers really, there's not a lot of strong linebackers in this draft, I don't think. Most of the guys are DNs. You know, there's some guys in the secondary, but for the most part, this draft is defensive ends and some, O-line and, linebackers seem to be guys that aren't talked about too much. So I don't know. Hey, maybe fucking Maurice Alexander's going to be our guy. I don't know. We definitely need some depth there. I mean, who do we got? We got Lorenzo. Obviously, we have Tremaine. Matt Milano's. Guys, Matt Milano's going to have a fucking year this year. He is due. Each year, his rookie year, it was like, holy shit, look at this guy. He's got some potential. And then last year, before he went down with an injury, every week, boop, 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 boop. Milano is our fucking guy. Look for Milano to be a stud this year. So when it comes to linebackers, we got Milano, we got Tremaine. Lorenzo, how often is he going to play? He's getting old as fuck. I mean, Lorenzo is old as shit. So we'll see, but we definitely need some depth there. I mean, we still have another $10 million in free agency money, so don't rule it out. And Bean talks about how they're not against making trades. They're not against signing a guy at a good value right now. We got more on Bean's presser too, guys. A bunch of new people coming in and out. Do us a favor. We're trying to grow this bitch, man. Every Monday night, 9 o'clock, we go live. We do our live show. Give this thing a share. Hit that share button. Start a fucking watch party. That's where it's at. Last week, somebody started a fucking watch party, and numbers went. I was like, let's go. Let's go. Corey says, first time we have made good moves in the offseason in a while. Yeah, it seems that way. Man. I'm pumped. To be honest with you, it's like, oh, man, we're going to get into more about the power rankings and shit and what the NFL and the national media see the Bills doing next year. I mean, it's such fucking bullshit. We went 6-10 with all the drama that we had last year and the sloppy O-line and we've talked about it before. So many problems last year. We managed to go 6-10. But more important than that, 2 years ago, in the rebuild year, where we're trading guys, we're cutting guys, we're bringing random fucking free agents in just to get the job done, we make a playoff run, and what do you think that is? You think that that's star power? Or you think that that's the offensive players knowing the playbook and the defensive players knowing exact schemes and what? No, it's fucking coaching. It's coaching that got us there. Last year, we knew we were going to take a step. I'm not going to get into it. We'll talk offseason and what we're looking like next year a little later on. Fucking NFL power rankings came out. Got Bills at fucking 25. Fuck you, NFL.com. Bills at 25. Have some fucking respect, you schlubs. Jesus Christ. Whatever. We got more free agents. I kind of got a thing here going, and we gotta cruise because, like I said, I'm on daddy duty tonight. Mama G's show is not feeling well, so I got 4 kids. If one of them starts crying, I gotta run. I might even stay live. Fucking bear with me, guys. But here we go. We got another big signing. This big boy, this motherfucker, Jake Fisher. I mean, I've heard of him when he was on the O-line for the Bengals. What do we got? Corey says, I feel like the moves they have been making, they will fix the problem. I agree, Corey. Like I said, we're going to dive into that. But I'm with you there 100%. Thanks for hanging out, man. I love the comments. I love hanging out, shooting the shit with you guys. Let's go. Jake Fisher, O-lineman for the Bengals, was 305 pounds. He's lost, they say, 20, 30 pounds. The Bills worked him out, and they must have liked something with what they saw because they fucking signed him. I think it was the same day, maybe the day after, but I think it was the same day that they worked him out. They fucking signed him. 1-year deal. Bang. It's more offensive line help if they're going to go that route. And then we got another tight end with potential. I mean, he's a big boy. I think he's 6'6", 6'7", 285, 275, right around that range. So, at the very least, run plays, option plays, screen plays. He's going to be a guy that's a little bit more mobile than an offensive lineman, and apparently he's got some fucking hands because you don't sign a guy as a tight end and work him out, and then he's he's blotching balls all over the place. He looks like a schlub. So Fisher, it's another depth O-line tight end signing. I love it. Keep bringing these fuckers in, man. We were obviously missing depth and young talent and guys who had a higher ceiling last year. There is some serious fucking turnover going around right now. I mean, this is crazy. I think this is 16 guys we're on? 16 new guys and we haven't even fucking drafted yet. This is insane. It's going to be almost half a new team. Okay? We're taking our top 25 guys, the guys that were playing constantly, the young guys that were on the field constantly, and a couple of our vets, our great vets, and keep hanging. I'm pumped. Okay. And another reason, maybe the biggest reason I'm pumped is because of Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, how they are running this franchise. Okay, being in the press conference today, I copied a little clip here, and I'm so impressed with some of the shit he says. Going back to how tedious he is, how he does his due diligence, how they just do their homework on everything before they sign guys, before they draft guys. Obviously, he says all the right things, and to this point, we trust him. He's done a pretty good fucking job. But this is it. This is the make or break year. I mean, they have a shitty year this year. His ass is on the hot seat. But I don't see that happening. But a reason I love this guy is because he does everything the right way. Let me show you this clip. We'll talk about it here.
Yeah, I mean, people compliment you, especially if you're nationally, you're getting recognition and things like that. But at the end of the game, at the end of the day, there's no games won in March. And, adding talent is one thing. We got to build this team. So we have added a lot of new players, but now we got to blend them into our culture and to our expectations and what we do every day. So it's not an automatic that they're going to play at least at the level they were or better. Hopefully they do, but we still got a lot of work to do once we get these guys here starting, in a couple weeks.
On the radio.
Wow, almost didn't have any volume there. Sorry, guys. But what I was saying was, I fucking love the guy. You don't win games in March. The message that he gets across with the players is like, and the whole franchise, the front office, the coaches, all the way down to the players, the fucking water boys. You do what it takes to get the job done, and it's a process. It truly is a process. Look at year one was clear everything out. Trade all the schlubs that aren't going to buy in, that are cancers in the locker room, and just don't have the juice that the Bills are looking for. They may have great talent, but they don't have what it takes to be a part of this new Bills team, right? Year two, they're bolstering the defense, right? I mean, sorry, what do we got here? Sorry, guys. Solidify the D was year two, and look at we couldn't have asked for much more than that. Look at what they did last year. That defense was top 3, top 4 in a lot of categories. I think overall it was the top 10 defense. And we had Tremaine Edmonds, who's the youngest starting middle linebacker in the history of the NFL. What do you think he's going to do over the next few years? And now year 3, it's offense. We went from clearing it out to bolstering that defense and getting that defense going. We nailed it, and now it's solely focused on the offense. And this is like the ribbon, man. This is like tying that Christmas present up. It's putting the wrapping on the present, putting the icing on the cake. This is it. This is the Bills' year right here. We got the D, and now they're doing everything they can to have the offense. I think we've brought in 13 new guys on offense already, and we haven't even fucking drafted yet. It's insane. But if this isn't the year, as much as I love Beane and McDermott and everybody, if they don't go 10-6 and make the playoffs 11-5 this year and show a ton of potential and get everybody super excited, they're going to be on the hot seat. They'll have another year because of the turnaround that they've already had. But they're going to be on the hot seat big time. Big time. All right. Let's talk draft, guys. Let's dive in a little bit on the draft. You guys are not fucking commenting as much as usual. The fuck? Let's go, guys. Hang it out. We got people watching. Let's see it. What you got? What are you guys thinking? I want to know. While you're in here, share this thing. Comment. Let's go. Let's go. Being draft talk. All right. Obviously, the draft's coming. Sean says, I'm a new fan. Don't know much about the team. Enjoy listening to your input on all the new guys joining the team. Love your enthusiasm. I'm here, bro. Sean, my guy. Well, you're going to learn, man. You're going to learn about the team. We're going to be live every Monday. We're going to be breaking things down. I mean, once we get to the summer, I'm going to be at training camps. I'm going to be all over OTAs and all that shit. So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sharing this thing. I believe you're from Wyoming, right? Josh Allen guy right there. Boy, this is straight from Wyoming. Let's go. But Bean talked a little bit about the draft today. Let's dive into that. Let's see what we got here.
Well, I think you got to make sure you get the values on your board right on what fits you and not what everybody else sees. And if you think there's depth, which I would agree with you on the defensive line, there seems to be depth there. It doesn't. With the depth, it allows you not to put as much pressure that you've got to get a guy early. You know, some guys will fall because of depth. Because as the draft goes along, people will tend to start drafting more towards need than they do early on. I mean, maybe some teams still draft for need in the first, but I think philosophically you'll see once you start filling a couple of best player availables that do fill holes towards the end of the draft, you do kind of have to start looking to need. So if there's truly depth at any position, D-line or whatever, I think it allows you not to say, man, I've got to get him in the first or second round, or I'm not going to get a guy that can help.
Has it been nice for you guys?
Yeah, I think you have to look at each, situation different. Sometimes guys fall for medical or for, character or other things. It's not necessarily ability all the time. So, again, I think you put your value on them and you trust your instincts if they fit. And if you value them in the first, then you should take them in the first. But I don't think you can. I mean, it's the same thing. Receivers. There's been a lot of first-round receiver bust, but you've got to do your due diligence. And obviously that's a warning sign for you. But if you still feel at the end of the day that they fit what you do and that their talent is worthy of that, then you just select them.
Is there a danger to you in drafting in the first round, especially as high as you are, for non-premium positions, if you don't believe that those to be that sort of?
Well, to me, you draft the best player available.
Okay.
And so if the so-called premium positions are gone, or you don't have a guy that is up there, the premium position, you shouldn't take him just because it's a non. You should 100% of the time take the best player on your board, but you're considering that where you value them on the board, whether it's a high first round, mid first round, or low first round.
Boom. Look at that. Bean, our guy, again, saying all the right things all the time. Consistently things to get you excited. Talking about how we're going to be drafting that top guy. We're not drafting for needs. We're not drafting for position. We're drafting the best player available, which is what you have to do, which is what the best franchises do. Bar none. What do we got? We got Kenneth. Kenneth said, just a little too much cussing for my liking. Kenneth, my man. I fucking apologize, man. Just how it is. If I'm going to do this thing on a regular basis, I'm just going to be me. And unfortunately for you, my boy Kenny, I swear a little bit. Fuck it. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Not even a little bit. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. Charlotte says, I'm so excited to see these free agents fit in. I can't even wrap my head around the draft. I totally agree. Seeing all these guys we brought in, it's like, I just dropped a viewer as I said that about Kenny. I think he went bye-bye. But yeah, all these free agents, it's like, man, bringing all these free agents, I'm thinking we'd be a contender. We are now a contender for a playoff run with just the guys we brought in already. Not to mention the first round, second round, third round, maybe a surprise 4th, 5th, 6th round pick that hit and can start this year. It's like, I share your enthusiasm, Charlotte. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for hanging out. But back to back to being taking the top guy. I mean, it's what you have to do. And there's so much depth in this draft, especially the first, second round. It's like, man, we trade back kind of far. Even if we drop down to mid-20s, okay, then we draft like a T.J. Hawkinson, or we've talked about it before. And as the weeks go on here, as we get closer to the draft, we're going to talk guys. We're going to dive deep into guys that really we have a shot at drafting. But as of right now, man, the more draft capital we can get, the better in my eyes. With this draft being as deep as it is, if we could get an extra 2, an extra second-round pick, or an extra third-round pick and slide back a little bit, I think that's what we got to shoot for. And, Bean's not a guy that's afraid to pull the trigger. So I'm super pumped about it. Let me know if you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the draft. What you guys have in mind, except Kenny. Fuck you, Ken. Let me know what you guys are thinking. But we got to talk about another thing here. You know what? No, actually, with the draft, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the guys we brought in. I forgot about this. Joejuan Williams. These are all guys that the Bills have brought in for pre-draft workouts. Obviously Ed Oliver, major deal. He's got his flaws, but they were talking Oliver might be a first round or a first overall pick in the beginning of this year. So if he can drop to 9, with him being as high potential as he is, guys, make sure you share this video. It would be super exciting if he could slide down that far. Max Crosby, defensive end out of Eastern Michigan. Don't know much about him. Nate Davis from Charlotte. Got a corner from Penn State. This was a big one for me. Devin Singletary, okay, running back out of Florida, FAU. He's got some speed, and we know that we need to draft a running back this year. Shit, LaShawn McCoy and Frank Gore. I mean, it doesn't get older as a backfield, and you add in Chris Ivory, which I think Ivory's going to be getting cut this year. But all right, Singletary had to say, I'm going to be in great shape for the Bills because I didn't want to go on a bunch of visits right before Pro Day. So I've just been grinding with these workouts, Singletary said. So we don't schedule any visits after Chicago. Yes, okay, so he's in good shape. He's ready to roll. Doing a private workout with the Bills, it's a good sign, So Dawson Knox, tight end out of Ole Miss. Good guy with potential. Drew Samaya from Oklahoma. Nick Easley, wide receiver from Iowa. It's kind of same old. D-line, wide receiver, O-line. That's pretty much the gist of who the Bills are bringing in for the workout. So I think we could tell which direction we're going in here for this draft, where a majority of our picks are going to go. But then again, Bean says you don't draft by what you need. You draft by best player. So maybe that's not the case. We'll see. Guys, let's talk about our guy, Gronk, okay? Let me know what you guys think about him, because I fucking hate the guy. I can't stand the guy, and we all know why. Let's get into it here. We all seen this play. This motherfucker, bang, on Tre'Davious. I didn't like him before. I didn't like him before he did this move, but after this, against Buffalo, this is one of the dirtiest plays in football. Vontaze Burfict, a lot of the times when these guys make these dirty plays, they're at least tackling. They're at least on defense. This motherfucker's a tight end from Buffalo, frustrated as shit because Tre'Davious is a stud, and he couldn't do shit on him all day, and then he got that pick, and he decides to act like a bitch and do this. I mean, from that moment on, Gronk, in my eyes, was no longer welcome in Buffalo. Not to mention he has some big games against us. I mean, how many 2 or 3 touchdown games has Gronk put up against the Bills? A lot. But he's always been disrespectful. He's never hyped up Buffalo. He's never talked about really great things growing up in Buffalo. Motherfucker. I kind of see where he's coming from, simply because he was drafted 1 pick after the Bills. I mean, I think it was in the second round back in 2010, I believe. We took Troop, the defensive tackle. I think it was Terrell Troop. And then the next pick, Rob Gronkowski, our guy from fucking Buffalo. Jesus Christ, who was running the show then? Sean said glad he's gone, but he was hard to cover. Yeah, well, Tre'Davious covered him pretty nicely. Jonah says, that clip gets me so pissed off. What a shitty guy. Seriously, man. It sucks because dream scenario, Gronk gets a little bit older. He's still got some juice left in him. Maybe Brady retires, and Gronk still got a few years left. He comes back to Buffalo, and he finishes it out with us. Hometown guy. Maybe that'll still happen. I don't know. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it, but back in the day, that's what I was hoping for. But after that shit and the way he acts and shit, I don't know. I'm out. I'm out on Gronk. He can kiss my ass. All right. Let's talk about these power rankings. Talk about getting pissed off. Where do you guys... NFL.com came out with their power rankings post-free agency. You think the Bills make the biggest jump, right? They went from 23rd to 25th. They dropped 2 spots. Explain that to me. They dropped 2 spots. A couple teams that are ahead of them. Vikings. For what reason? Somebody tag a Vikings fan in this and explain to me why the Vikings, the Titans, the Lions, the 49ers, the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Panthers. That's my list. I wrote a list. I go, I can't believe these teams are ahead of the Bills. I'm waiting for an explanation. Please, somebody give me something here. It's disturbing. The fact that we went 6-10 last year and had terrible O-line, terrible wide receivers, and that's all we've brought in is better O-linemen and better wide receivers. And our quarterback, our young quarterback, nobody can deny that he looks like he's got juice and he's got a bunch of potential. What his ceiling is, nobody knows yet. But he's going to keep developing. He's going to get better. So you bring in a bunch of O-line. You bring in the wide receivers. Our quarterback develops. Our defense is top 10 in the league and only getting better. We missed one guy who was at the end of his career anyways. Really. And we're only getting better on D. And you have us 25th out of 32 teams? Kiss my ass. The Bills should be, in my eyes, top 13, top 14 right now. I would say 13 or 14 with potential to be better. And I get it. The Bills have always been disrespected by the national media. Always. So I understand. It's like, prove it. Okay? The Bills are making a bunch of moves, but they've been shitty for the last 21 years. Prove it. You never proved it before. So let's see it. And I believe wholeheartedly that they're going to fucking show it this year. Kenneth, motherfucker. They're going to show it this year. I'm going to say it now, and I'll say it all off season. We're going 11-5. Barring any major injury, Allen goes down. A couple major guys on defense go down. Tre'Davious and Tremaine. I know, fucking knock on wood here. But barring any major injury, 11-5, we make a fucking playoff run. I think Josh Allen, the strides that he's going to make, shout out to my boy, Sean Peterson from Wyoming, the strides that Josh Allen is going to make with a full offseason of first-team snaps. I've said it before. Pumped. I'll say for the next 6 months are going to be immaculate. We'll go all the way up. All right. I got one more story for you guys before we roll out. Because like I said, I got to cut this thing short this week. I'm on daddy duty. I can't believe none of these kids have started screaming or crying yet. Oh, boy. One more little shit talking we got to do. Fuck you, A.B. I'm so sick of this guy. He puts up on his agent goes on NFL Network the other day, like a week ago, saying, the Bills haven't had, the Bills never really gave us an opportunity to negotiate. They never showed as much interest as everybody else was talking. And this motherfucker's gonna put up shit like this. This is the exact reason why, if he came to Buffalo, we might have a crier. This is the exact reason why, if he came to Buffalo, he would have been a cancer in the locker room. Just pulling this type of shit, making posts like this, it's ridiculous. It's outside drama that's not necessary, and it just puts it more in stone why we didn't need him. Charlotte said the Bills are always disrespected. Maybe that's good because they will play with a chip. Yeah. You know, the thing with that, Charlotte, is I've been saying that for like the last 10 years. It's like, okay, I love being the underdog because this is, you know, underdog surprise all the time. Underdogs always rise to the top eventually. And I'm still waiting, but I think this is going to be the year. Again, AB, go fuck yourself. Keep the Bills out of your mouth, okay? I wish somebody make a bet with me. I want to make a bet, even though the Raiders are making some fucking moves. I still think the Bills are going to have a better season than the Raiders this year. I think John Gruden is a goddamn mess. And I'm very confident that the Bills are going to have a better record. And I can't wait to troll the Raiders all year in AB. I'm going to be talking shit to that motherfucker all year long. Hopefully I can make a clip and have it go viral. Because we could call it right now. Bills are going to have a better record, and AB's not going to play that well. And John Gruden's offense, where he's kind of a stickler, and Derek Carr's just an average thrower, I don't know. I don't see much going on there, but he can go fuck himself. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I got to roll. I'm on daddy duty tonight. I got baby monitors going. I got to go. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Share this thing. I appreciate you, as always. Let's go.